Hello, dear friends. Freedom is like the morning. There are those who wait in their sleep for it, but there are those who wake up and walk into the night to reach it. Opinion piece. Fall winds. Bittersweet October. Autumn means fall. Nothing is what it seems. The best can last. Choose what's new. China is in turbulence. October is expected to be eventful. Strength lies in calm. Nothing can be anticipated. Credit and liquidity crisis. The storm is upon us. Nothing can stop what is coming. It will be sooner than you expect. Charlie Watt says we are close. Let's start. When October thunders, the wind blows. October is a symphony of permanence and change. October is the end and the beginning of things, because many revolutions have been gestated in that month. The October moon covers 7 months, and if it rains, 9. October is bittersweet. The perfect boss, soft, messy, kicking lives between the supposed miseries of summer and winter. I declare a month full of positive energy, peace of mind, and spiritual abundance. Autumn began on Friday, 23rd September. Autumn is fall in American English, which also means fall. The same. Life begins again as autumn matures. Autumn is a second spring where every leaf is a flower. Autumn is the sweetest season because the flowers we lose, we gain in fruit. For the possible to emerge, the impossible must be done again and again. The best is yet to come. Use the weapon of your smile against those who only want your tears. Don't let your wings be clipped by those who never learned to fly. Brave is not he who feels no fear, but he who, in spite of fear, goes forward. O great spirit, many times I do not understand the trials you place in my path, yet I know that the only way is to trust more in your sacred will. According to Terry Andrews, we must choose the new. We are in the new moon, and we will continue to move towards more of the new. We will continue to expand more of the new around us. We will see parts of the old world disappear, because it no longer matches in frequency, and we will have more experiences that match the frequency. There are super strong waves of energy coming in now, and you may feel vibrated by this at times. You may feel unable to function in the cerebral way you are used to. The storm is upon us. Game over. It will be sooner than you expect. October will see major global financial changes, opines Charlie Ward. We are days away from what may have reported would be a pivotal event in what could turn out to be a red October. Blackout. The narrative is changing according to the X22 report. People are now seeing the dark side. Exposure will be their undoing. The truth has always been in front of the people, and now you can see it all very clearly because the catching has been pulled back. Disclosure of operations by CAT. What if for 10 days you had to stay at home, not go outside, not go to an ATM, a shop, a gas station, not to be able to call anyone? Would you be okay? As I understand it, the Space Force would completely shut down the internet, take out all the spyware and the dark web, and officially activate the quantum system worldwide. The best is yet to come. and in my opinion, it will be far more wonderful and miraculous than we could have ever imagined. Juan Osabin reports that expensive preparations have been underway at Guantanamo to upgrade and expand the wards, including 2 new court rooms and an evidence room just completed a few months earlier, as well as $200 million hospital designed especially for geriatric patients that will be completed and ready for operation by mid-October. Buffness Office Weekly Report. Things are going to get tougher and much more fragile. When things happen that you can do something about it, do it. But if you can't, affirm the truth that you are fine right now. Don't borrow other people's problems. Don't get caught up in panic. Stand back and make the effort to be a critical thinker and a strong voice to know that this too shall pass. Money, as you know, is changing. The final shape is not yet visible, and efforts to relax and carry yourself will be exceptionally close. Reset your mind to be open to opportunities and stop any form of holding that is not essential. Stay away from fanatics and at the same time make way for those who speak the truth to share their opinion. Be prepared for turmoil, but when pray that it will not happen. But then pray that it will not happen. Many years ago, you were told to know this was coming, and now that it is here, that prediction is coming true. You are also told that you will survive it. Be at peace and listen. This too shall pass. Things are progressing. Hang on tight. Gradual process. Thap says, what have we seen these last 2 years? We have seen a global blockade and the taking away of basic freedoms. This attempt, still in motion, is based on a single element, which is simply fear, one of the 200 emotions that are catalogued in the humankind. Emphasis has been placed on this one emotion, with results expected by the dark side. The delays and blockages suffered have their purpose and must be fulfilled in order for this process to be successful. For many decades, attempts have been made in all sectors to overcome one side, and the final proclamation was that the power of success will prevail. In the meantime, we are preparing to step in after the fact and make things simple. Food, shelter, and other basics are key to survival. So let's remove the fear and start thinking in another direction. We have a lot of work ahead of us, probably for a few hundred years, to get our planet in pristine shape and have the right technologies for our humankind. Enough fear. Get ready for everything. It is coming. If it all happened at the same time, the world would fall into total chaos. It is a gradual process, and the transition will take a logical period of time to integrate properly. It will happen because it has to happen, not because we want it to happen. When it happens, there will be no gray area. It will be clear for all to see. There will be no speculation and no joining the dots to solve the puzzle. Manage your expectations. Think positive, but above all, be realistic. Don't tell me about the pregnancy. Show me the baby. Threats. Everything is different, says Stefan. Nothing is what it seems. Nothing can stop what's coming. The best comes at the end. Trust the plan and enjoy the show. The plan is based on events, not dates. Step by step, point by point, nothing can be advanced. In the last days, and weeks, the media is full of reports of World War threats, blackout threats, power outages, etc. And the alternative media is full of reports of the Blue Beam project or even preparation scenarios. New technologies, replicators and free energy receivers are also waiting for us now. We will also need them urgently, so that we can completely redesign the old economies that have been deliberately destroyed. So, let us remain calm and expect the unexpected. We cannot prepare for everything because we cannot know what is really coming. I rule out prolonged power outages because it would cause too much damage. Also, communication within the forces would be impossible, apart from our communications. The heating runs on electricity, and if the coalition wanted us all to freeze, we would have had freezing temperatures in August due to weather manipulation. Remember with me, it comes different first. Second, from what one thinks. In calm there is strength, so let's remain cautious and calm. Reset news. IMF bailouts hit record high and borrowing costs rise. Red Friday on the stock markets. While stock indices fell on Friday as investors sold stocks and treasury bonds, there is widespread fear in the financial sector about the global economic downturn and the possible consequences that could be felt in the pocketbooks. There is already talk of a liquidity and credit crunch in domestic circles, as banks and online payment systems are on the verge of disruption. Some of the bad guys think they are safe, communicating with each other on their satellite phones, but the Space Force can turn their phones off whenever it wants. Britons spend more than half their savings on price rises. Hungary launches national consultations to find out what the village thinks about sanctions. Hungary plans to extend the life of the nuclear reactors to mitigate the crisis. World War III has already started, but it is hidden from the public. They want to use the remaining time to stockpile food, ammunition, medical supplies, and precious metals for themselves, and this can only be achieved by hiding the situation for as long as possible. The earthquake on Tuesday 13th in La Palma is now joined by another one in mainland Western Sahara, with a magnitude of 5.7 on the Richter scale and a depth of 10 kilometers. Americas. Ian is now a hurricane and threatens Cuba and Florida. Hurricane Ian now has winds of 120 kilometers per hour, with even higher gusts. Ian is about 145 kilometers south-southwest of Grand Cayman and about 500 kilometers southeast of the western tip of Cuba. Governor DeSantis declares a state of emergency in Florida. Hurricane Ian's advance deteriorates weather conditions in western Cuba. U.S. courts determined that the IRS and the Fed are Puerto Rican corporations. Cuba approves new family code that will allow same-sex marriage. California plans to ban natural gas heaters and furnaces. Thousands of Mexicans march for peace and against the militarization of public security. AMLO on the Ayotzinapa case, in quotes. There are those who do not want things to be cleared up. The price of potatoes soars in Peru. The Peruvian Public Prosecutor's Office opens an investigation into a new oil spill in the Amazon. The Ecuadorian justice system declares the nullity of the judicial process against indigenous leader. Venezuela and Colombia reopened their border after 7 years of closure. Colombia is already receiving Venezuelan fertilizers to combat shortages and rising prices. The cyber attack on the Chilean army by the hacktivist collective Guacamaya confirmed that no one is immune to these incursions, and that only precaution can minimize their impact. Video shows police chasing and shooting goblins in Paraguay. Police in Paraguay were involved in a bizarre shootout with what appeared to be a legendary goblin-like entity. According to media reports, the video of the encounter was posted on social media on Monday and was recorded by a witness to the shooting that took place on Friday night in the city of Asunción. In the video, a policeman stands outside the building with his gun in his hand and shouting at what appears to be a strange intruder. It appears to be a small bipedal able to climb the front door with ease, before disappearing without trace, as the policeman first shoots at it and then chases it. China. Right now, the CCP is undergoing a double whammy designed to lead to a state that could participate in the global financial reset. In the coming weeks and months, the struggle to free the Chinese village from its totalitarian regime is now turning into a cyber war for freedom. Simon Parkes believes that the CCP wants to get rid of Xi Jinping, while the Chinese Dragon elders work closely with him. House arrest would simply be a method of protecting him. That is, it wouldn't be the dark side that arrests him, but the good guys. It is called preventive custody, but he can move around and do whatever he wants. It is a very crucial moment in China. During the last 10 days, there is a rapid collapse of the banking system. The mortgage system is upside down in China. People are trying to break into the banks to get their money out, and the CCP army is deployed around the banks. China is in turmoil. The CCP is moving troops, and the Chinese elders are moving troops under the command of the official Chinese army. So, it's like a chessboard, and they are declaring with which side they are on, because the Chinese are masters of war. The dark side quickly pushed for the arrest of President Xi. They have reported that Xi was well aware that a counter-coup was taking place and that he is protected by the coalition in safe places. Xi made this statement at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit in Uzbekistan last week. In quotes, "We must prevent external forces from starting a color revolution." Russia. Putin grants Russian citizenship to former CIA agent Edward Snowden. Long lines of cars seek to leave Russia after Putin's announcement on civilian mobilization. A young man shoots a recruitment office chief in Russia. A man with a swastika on his clothes kills at least 15 people at a Russian school. Hackers reveal data on 1,500 Ukrainian intelligence agents operating abroad. Africa. Big changes are quietly happening in Africa right now. Africa is a very rich place, but a very plundered place. Gaddafi's vision of a gold-backed African currency is coming to fruition. The Development Bank in singular agrees to help Zimbabwe pay off $13.5 billion in debt. 3 more countries are set to join BRICS. 300 million tons of gold found in deep deposit in Uganda. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.